Hello everybody, it is Sunday, September 29th, 2024, and I'm really concerned about this AI technology because they used to call it racketeering collusion, but what it really is enemy soldiers that are working on the wiretap. They're communicating with they used to call it brainwaves or I can't even remember right now because I'm starving, and this is what's going on. I'm like literally starving right now because when I go to the food pantries, they're trying to contaminate my food. If I put my clothes that I buy brand new into the people concerned, the bin, so like public storage locker or extra storage locker, they're putting biological warfare, pox, syphilis, gonorrhea, herpes. They're contaminating your clothing with like zombie lice. And this zombie lice was introduced by Mike Pence and Kamala Harris because Mike Pence got screwed because he lost his shirt to the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. And he has margin calls to cover. So he's not planting opiates. I mean, he's not planting regular produce in the Midwest. They started to plant opiates to produce heroin. And he lost his shirt and he made a deal with Kamala Harris in Afghanistan. And what's going on here is that Kamala Harris in Afghanistan screwed Mike Pence because they gave him this opiate that is really like zombie lice, which is why you have this heroin full of zombie lice, and also they're contaminating your clothing with this germ, bacteria called zombie lice that eats you on the outside and the inside. And so you have to be concerned where you get your food. You got to be concerned where you get your clothing, the Ross store, the Macy's, the Burlington Coat Factory. Wherever you go where you're paying less to buy clothes, you have to worry about biological warfare. Now, the problem that I'm having right now is that Mike Pence and Brandy Kane McMurray, whiskey, gin, and brandy in a glass, they're pretty handy. Like this Mike Pence is related to David Slayton, who is Wouters Clower. And the United States, we're under attack. They're invading our country. We have the Trump organization from Russia and North Korea and Ireland and Brazil. They're invading our country, the Trump organization. The other is Louis Farrakhan, which is Africa and Jamaica and the blacks. And then you have the Aryan Circle Brotherhood, which started off as prison gangs, and they split up to the white supremacists and the blacks, who are like not black Americans, but I like to call them niggas or Negroes because they're from Africa and they come here to kill you. We're being invaded, and they want to conquer us. And also behind this is China. China thinks that they're running the Roman Empire. China is trying to take over. So when I go to the food pantries, they're being operated by City National Bank and Canada and Royal Bank of Canada, who's now becoming the Bank of Montreal because they know the City National Bank is going to get busted. So already they're trying to replace City National Bank with the Bank of Montreal. And this is because China is trying to create a Roman Empire. They think they're taking over the world. And so, we got to crack down. You got to keep it simple, stupid, because they don't want me to talk. When I go to the library, City National Bank in China is preventing me from using the computer. They're using SolarWinds software and CIA Direct Link software to come into my phone. They're locking my phone. I'm trying to work, and they're like closing my Microsoft Word. I try to go on the internet. They're cutting off the internet. When I go into an area where there's like super internet, they lock my phone. They don't allow me to do anything anymore. They're financially suffocating me. They're totally choking me. This is why my hands are tied until the 2nd of October. They're only giving me $221. They stole millions of dollars. The district attorney is in on it. George Gasson from France, morte francesi in America, morte francesi. George Gasson, francesi. Jamaica, French Caribbean Islands, Ivory Coast, French Africa, you know? And so what's going on here is that the new district attorney now, he's the same guy that was arrested for Sarbanes-Oxley Sox fraud with KPMG and Norman Grant Thornton. So what I'm saying here is that if you're trying to relocate to California, Los Angeles, to escape climate change and freezing weather, and I am the American refugee, man. I'm an American. I've been here since I was like 5 years old. And I'm being treated like a homeless person because they're financially suffocating me. I can't even go to the food pantries anymore. There's people from Brazil that are saying that I'm Brazilian and they're stealing my cow fresh, my food stamps. That like contaminating me. And so this is going on here is that I'm trying to file a petition to the tax court because the California courts have been coup d'etat, hijacked. I cannot get any justice in California courts. United States courts is just as bad. IRS tax court has become like the new world court, and I can't get defendants already in contempt of court. I can't get anybody for law enforcement. I can't get the sheriff for law enforcement because it's John Joseph Regas and Adelphia Communications, and they're giving money to Greece in exchange for Curl Met, and so everybody has a kickback system, and nobody cares about the United States anymore except the United States Treasury because we reach a dead end. You know, the swamp has been completely drained. I would like to say, you know, I wasn't born here, but they say that I was molecular cloning engineered, you know? So I don't know if I was molecular cloned in Stanford Laboratories of California, Stanford University, or I don't know where I was molecularly cloned. You know, Kamala Harris doesn't have a birth certificate, and Obama doesn't have a birth certificate. And you know what? If there is a debate between Donald Trump, Tim Wentz, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, whoever, I will destroy them in a debate. Because I will ask them the question on the polygraph, and they'll have to answer under oath. If there is a war, do you fight for the United States or do you fight for another country? Also, second question, what are your premeditated plans of betrayal to the United States, right? If you ask these questions to Kamala Harris, she will fail. If you ask these questions to Donald Trump, he will fail because he's North Korea and Russia and everybody else is China. Or let's not forget El Chapo and the South Americans because they're stealing your benefits. Now, illegal immigrants are getting food stamps and I'm not. I'm starving.